What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Jacob Daniel back at it again here at the Speed Kills podcast. Analytics have become a huge part of baseball today. The shift, different parts of the game, and just the numbers that are available in the digital age. Teams employ professional stat casters and people that are in analytics. There are careers in baseball analytics. And there's tons and tons of stats out there about how a player hits against the shift, where they hit the ball, where they hit it the most, where they don't hit it the most, how good a left-handed batter is hitting a left-handed pitcher, and vice versa with right-handers. So it's safe to say that analytics are changing the game of baseball. And the Reds manager, David Bell, is a big believer in analytics. We see this all over the place with David Bell and his managing style. He does the shift a lot against his opponents, and I really like seeing the shift. I think the shift is a great addition to the game of baseball because if you're not going to try and get someone out based on stats and numbers and what's out there, then why not do it? And I think that that's great. I think the shift is a great part of baseball today. And David Bell also does this thing where he schedules off days for each player, and I think that's great that a player knows when their day off and they don't just walk in the clubhouse that day and they realize, oh, I'm not starting. They know when they're going to play and they know when they're not going to play. I believe that David Bell can do one thing better, and that one thing is to not believe in analytics all the time. There are things on the field that you can't analyze, and sometimes you have to go with your gut feeling. I believe he doesn't do this sometimes with lineup because if a guy's hot, he should stay in the lineup. And yeah, I think it's great that he knows that it's his off day, but you have to go with the gut lineup sometimes, and sometimes you got to put your best 9 players out there on the field. Like I said, if a player's getting hot, he should be in the lineup. If he's on a hitting streak, he needs to be in the lineup. Another example of a player needing to be in the lineup when he's hot is I remember Yasiel Puig having a really good night from the plate. And when I say really good night from the plate, he didn't go 2 for 3 or 3 for 4, but he had really hard hit liners and he was hitting the cover off the ball. He should be in the lineup the next day, and I remember him not being in the lineup the next day. So I think that definitely is something that he can improve on. David Bell, that is. We see this a lot when David Bell pinch hits different batters. He believes so much in analytics that he'll put in a righty against a left-hander because it's more likely for that right-hander to get a hit off that left-hander than it is for that left-handed hitter. I've seen in many games, and I've questioned this multiple times, where David Bell will take out Jesse Winker, his third hole hitter, and put in a pinch hitter. So he'll put in like Kyle Farmer just because a lefty's on the mound. I think sometimes that you have to believe in your own hitters that they can hit off a left-handed pitcher and that they're a left-handed batter. Sometimes you just got to believe in your players, and especially your 3-hole hitter. Your 3-hole hitter is one of your best hitters on your team. I think that this is a thing that David Bell can do better just because sometimes analytics fail, and you got to believe in your gut sometimes. And I think you have to find that balance in today's game of baseball, to find that balance of believing in your gut and believing in analytics, because the analytics are right most of the time, but you have to believe in yourself and what you believe too. And I think David Bell's still trying to find this in between that he has between analytics and believing in his gut. And he's a new manager, so I can see him believing in analytics more because he doesn't really want to take that chance of losing his job. And I really like David Bell as a manager. I think he's done a great job with his Reds ball club, and he's done a lot of what he said with putting in his bench players, and he gets them a lot of time. And as a fan, that makes me completely happy because I see what we have on the bench and we see these great talents, and we may believe that they should be in the lineup more because he's given them a chance. And I really like seeing this, but I believe that David Bell shouldn't wholeheartedly believe in analytics all the time, just because sometimes they're wrong and you have to go with that natural gut instinct. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening, and make sure to stay tuned here on the Speed Kills podcast, as I'm always trying to pump out quality content for you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for the next video.